Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, señoras y señores. It's me, Hebot, your host of Toys in My Closet, and today I have a brand new episode. As you can see in front of me and in front of you, I have a brand new Call of Duty figure from Mcfarlane Toys from his brand new 22 moving parts of Articulation series line. And this was the last figure in Wave 2 that he said that he was going to bring out a while back, but we didn't get our hands on it until just recently. I guess they were holding it back until they made some newer announcements for the game, for the multiplayer aspects. You know, full disclosure, I do not play Call of Duty at all as far as multiplayer goes. I don't like it. It's not my cup of tea. But I do like the Call of Duty campaigns because they're exciting. They're very cinematic. Feels like you're playing a military movie. And I do play them. Although I'm behind like 3 games, I'm not going to lie. I think from Advanced Warfare, Fighter Warfare was the last one I haven't really touched. And the latest 2 plus the remastered of Modern Warfare 1. But I did beat the original. So, want to give that full disclosure. And here we have the packaging of Mcfarlane. Is continuing on with the same style and aesthetics as he did with all the other figures and the other 2 waves. So for those of you that are mint on card collectors, you have a reason to celebrate, because at least it's going to look nice in your display with the same type of packaging. You see it says Ghost there in the front, window blister on the front of the box with a see-through display. As you see, is a portrait of him in the side and what looks to be a polygon pic of him inside the game. Then you see the cross promotional in the back of the other figures, which we can turn this real quick so you guys can see right there, which we have the other guys, Frank Wood. Then we have Ghost there, as you see, with another picture of him, promotional shot of inside the game in the polygon form. So let's get this guy out of packaging. Let's take a closer look at him, and let's see what he has to offer. It's exciting. It's a brand new figure, exciting time, video game related. Definitely fits the bill for my channel in many different aspects, and it's always fun. So sit down, relax, take your digital drink, or have a real life drink. However you want to do it, it's fine. As long as you stick around and enjoy the ride and check it out, that's what matters. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. So here we are, really fast. We're going to take a look at what accessories he brought. And to be honest, for some reason, I don't know why, there's 2 things that the Call of Duty line in the Mcfarlane toy line does that's kind of weird from what he does with all the other stuff, like the Mortal Kombat, like obviously the DC Multiverse now, like the My Hero, and also the Fortnite. 2 things. One, the scalability. The scaling on these figures, for some reason, are way smaller. These figures are between 5.5 to 6 compared to the other ones. And these figures tend to, for whatever reason, I don't really know what the reasoning behind it, but I find it a little weird. They come with a lot less accessories. So as you see in front of me, he brings 3 to be exact, if you want to count it as accessory. He brings 1, the traditional display stand, which I can appreciate very much, just like many of yous, with the Call of Duty font and logo in the front, so you could distinguish which toy line it's from. It's a nice little simplistic thing, but definitely appreciate it. Then he brings obviously his main accessory, which would be this really nicely done. Let's turn on the light, give you guys a better, really nicely done machine gun with a silencer in the front, it looks like, and it's cast in like a nice black, but with like a little dry brush of grays here and there, like very minimal, it's like very subtle, very minimal, but looks really good to give it a nice weathering look and realistic look. And then of course they bring these little codes here for some I guess accessory or something you could unlock in the game. So if anybody sees the review and you play the game and you need a code, just leave a comment in the down in the description below, and I'll pick one of the guys that leaves the comment, and I'll give you this. I'll give you the code. Okay, I'll direct message you or something, because I don't have no use for it. I don't use it, So that's pretty much it. That's all they bring. So that's it for as far as accessories. Now let's take a look at obviously the main attraction. And here we have Ghost out of packaging. Now Ghost was a character that was also in Wave 1. He had a different attire, a different look, because that was his primary look for one of the more key factors in the game that he was in from that series. I believe it was from Modern Warfare 1. He looked almost like he was in, not almost, he was in a scuba diving gear suit. It could have been just a regular all black, military suit, but it looked to be a military scuba diving gear, which I'll show later on and bring him in so you guys can see. And here he is out of packaging, looking really nice. This figure has really nice amount of attention to detail. Very high on detail, very, very high, just like all the other ones in Wave 2. And I think maybe that's part of the reasoning why it may come a lot lighter in the accessory department. But again, that wouldn't explain the scalability. Now, my belief is that they scaled them in the same size just so that it could fit aesthetically correctly with the first wave. Because the first wave, they were smaller figures as well. Just so that it can keep, the same tone and people don't feel like, oh man, they messed them up and they're out of scale, on top of having better articulation, of course, because the first wave, the articulation was very, very like minimal, but it wasn't straight to the point. They felt more like the older stuff that Mcfarlane did. These are based off his 22 parts of movie, 22 points of movie parts that he started with Fortnite. So let's get a closer look and bring him close to you so you guys can see him. And here he is in all of his glory. And let me see if I turn on the live, it'll help you a little bit better to appreciate him. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, I don't know. Oh, it is on, okay. And here is his face coat, looking really nice. Now, I don't know if you can see his eyes. They look like they're whited out, but it's supposed to be eyes of a human inside, which they kind of look that way in person, but you can't really tell in the camera for whatever reason. Then you see that the skull there is all sculpted on top of the mask, which looks wicked, right? And he has those headphones on with the mic, which I don't know why he wears it, but I guess that's the communicator. Then he has this nice beige shawl, right? A scarf shawl on the top to protect himself from the sand. Some people are saying that it's not accurate for whatever reason. And this is a removable part. When I first got him out of packaging, his head was popping off, right? Like the problem I had with Johnny Cage. So what I did was I warmed it up in my car heater, because the car heater is like the most effective, to be honest with you. Even better than a blow dryer. It made it really rubbery and soft. And then I started molding the bottom part that's supposed to be, that looks like a circle shape where the ball peg goes in, into a more perfectly rounded ball, and tightened it up. And then I put the peg in, then I let it get cooled off on top of it. And when I did that, it seemed to fix the problem. The head doesn't pop off anymore as far as to this point. As far as to this point, no, it hasn't happened. So I think I might have helped it fix. So this does come off. And you can take it off him if you choose to, because it's a separate piece. Very soft, very pliable. Looks really nice. It looks like, something they would wear in the desert to protect himself, and it kind of just drapes over his what would be our right and his left. Then this piece here, this whole pouch area is really nicely sculpted as well. Got these buckles and these pouches in the front, and what seems to be gas grenades, and I don't know what that green buckle is, I'm not sure, but it's connected. Then it has like a different type of strap that goes up to his back like that, but there's also, as you can see, a separate piece. Then you see his shirt underneath. You'll see his shirt underneath, like so. And the shirt looks really nice and detailed. Brown with green, looking like it's muddy from him being out in the field. Then he has this pouch in the back that's green, with all these highlights in light and dark green, with some more grenades in the back, maybe some actual grenades, because they have a red color to them. Going this way, and it looks like a strap in the front molded. Although this part that looks like a boat buckle for this pouch is hard. It's not soft like this. This is nice and soft. So, and continue down, and we look at his pants. They look like, you know, cargo pants, obviously, military cargo. Wrinkles all over, weathering, painting, really nicely painted and weathered. All over you see all the details in the seams and on the actual pants itself. And this part here, this looks to be some type of strap that he puts like for protection on his shin of his legs. As you can see going around, it has some blues, some blacks, which is really nice. And in front of you, it just looks straight black. But on camera here, you can tell that it has some, you know, some blue highlights. And I think this might be a paint discrepancy, like it's messed up on this side, I'm not sure. And as you go down, you see you have his shoes that look really nice. Brown with the black heels, black tips. They do have nice grooves in the bottom, all that attention to detail in the bottom with the laces. Then in the area of the jacket, you see the sleeves that he has that is coming down. The pouches on the side. The sleeves are in white, which end up being in the area of the elbow. He has like some type of watch. These are actual gloves with like a yellow, beige, and brown. And they almost blend in with the same skin color of his hand here. But it's not. You can tell on the camera better that it's actually a glove, as you can see. Same thing on this side with the trigger finger. Again, so as far as his look, he looks sick. His detail looks incredible. He looks sick. He looks really, really good. They didn't spare no expense, like always, like Mcfarlane style when it comes to detail. So now let's take a look at his articulation. We can put his head down this much. Put his head up that much, which is not much. See, that's straight. Then you can do left. You can do right. And yes, the neck is on a separate piece. Like I said, after I pressed it and molded it together with my fingers when it was really gummy and let it dry up, it pretty much fixed itself. Then we can do tilt to the right, like that. Tilt to the left, as you can see. Look, speaking of which, there you go. There it is. It felt like it was popping off. It feels like, yep, it did. See? Gonna have to do it again. And I guess that tells me that these are from older molds when he first started, because it does the same with the Naruto. It did the same thing with Red Strike. It did the same thing with some of the what you call it, Mortal Kombat Johnny Cage. Because the second one I got was not like that at all. So this might be because the earlier molds that he did with figures, and then and this was pushed back for, I guess, DLC purposes. Anyway, to continue, he has the waist crunch, which is right there. You can see it's the waist torso crunch rather. It does have this range of movement, and then in the bottom he does have the waist swivel separately underneath this on the actual pants. It's kind of hard though because it's in the harder area. Then this has the butterfly joint, which is very smooth again and creamy. This hand goes up that much, as you see right there. Goes up that much right there, as you can see. Then he does have the bicep swivel there. The bicep swivel. Oh my gosh. Keep bumping to camera. The bicep. He has the bicep swivel right there, as you can see. Hidden pretty good because of the fact that it's a jacket. Right? And then we have the double jointed elbow, as you can see. Looks a little off because of the fact that's wide. Then he has this regular skin color. Then obviously down here he has the ball bag that hinges from left to right, and then obviously it goes in circular motion. Now remember that he's kind of flushed these pegs in more to kind of hide them so they could look more seamless, and it looks pretty nice. The problem is, even though he did that, the paint job came out to be sloppy. So because it's sloppy, you could tell what it is. So it kind of messed it up, but he did try to flush them in to make them look, much more seamless. So in the area here, he can do Van Damme splits about this much. Definitely better than most Marvel Legends figures, and I'll say that over and over again, as you can see. And then, oh yeah, he can also do the tilt that much to the left, that much to the right, then forward, you can move forward that much, and then backwards he can move only that much, and that's only because I think this backpack in the back of his back, basically, because that's what it is. It's the back part. It's the back part of his back. Look how that thing just popped out. See that? Oh, that's great. I think that hinders it from actually, from actually letting it hyperextend back any further. But they are military guys, so I don't know if they're really going to do that. Then the swivel on these always are really good. Look, they move significantly. Like, they move really well, and it's because even though this looks high detailed, this rubber is a softer rubber. I don't know what is the rubber he used, but it works better than any of the other ones. And yeah, it looks ugly because it exposes the joint, but when you're posing, you can actually have more range, and it makes it a lot easier. And then he has the double hinged knee, and he has a swivel that he put inside, I believe. Oh no, it's not here. I thought it was. I thought he put you see how it's cut there? I thought he put the hinge swivel on the actual knee area as well, like he did with the Mortal Kombat. So then with the foot, it goes up this much, it goes back that much, it goes left, it goes right. It hinges on the tip. which is pretty well hidden too, to be honest. When you look at it like that at glance, you see you can't even really tell that it has a hinge cut. He's even mastering that stuff. Then it has obviously forward rocker pins for that, you know, pivot action on the foot. Which a lot of people still don't believe that it is. That's why I popped it out in the last review with Cyberpunk. So there he is. I think he's really well done. I think he looks excellent. The attention to detail is fantastic. And I think you guys will not regret picking him up and adding him to your collection. He looks great. He looks fantastico. And he really pops. He has nice coloring, nice weathering. So now let's put in his accessories and let's compare him to some of the other guys in the wave. So here we have him in all of his glories with his actual accessories. Now, what I don't like too that I noticed, and I hope he changes that for the future, either he adds, if he does any more Call of Duty figures, that is, if he adds maybe a couple of extra hands, or makes both hands have trigger fingers, you know, to give you the option of putting the gun on both hands, because you can put it on both hands, but it looks more appropriate and accurate, obviously with the trigger for your hands, like you see there. And he does it with all the Call of Duties. He puts it on the actual, what would be our left, and you know, and their right, and the figure's right, instead of putting it, you know, on the opposite side. All of them have that. And just to show you as an example, I'm going to show you his counterpart of who he was in Wave 1 and why he kept the scale the way he did. And there he is. This is his form in Ghost in Wave 1. As you can see, the scalability is about almost the same, you know. So let's see, we can maybe take a measuring ruler here and measure it real quick, just for fun. So if we do this on this side, like so, from there to there, you guys see right there, right? You can see that it's in the 6-inch mark. Right there. So that tells you exactly what I said, that they were in the 6-inch scale. So Mcfarlane does have figures that are 6-inch scale. The only thing is, they're more these military figures. So, you know, this is his other character that in Wave 1, and they were much more limited. They look good still as far as sculpting, but they were much more limited. And I even liked those. I thought they were really good. But you know, a lot of people did it for what, you know, for the various reasons: scalability, the fact that they weren't really well articulated, and so forth and so forth. So now we'll take another quick look and shot with him with the entire Wave 1. And here you go with the Call of Duty poster shot. These figures really look dope. Especially if you're a military guy, you're really into the military stuff, you're a G.I. Joe fan, if you like Call of Duty for sure, without one shadow of a doubt, they blend well. They look really cool. And just for fun and giggles, right? Let me add a G.I. Joe Striker from Revolution. Or G.I. Joe Resolute, rather. There goes. Little Striker. Little Striker for you. There you go. Little Striker action. Little Striker action. And just for fun, too, we'll do a little 25th anniversary gun-ho action. There you go. There you go. You can't tell them apart, ladies and gentlemen. See? Can't even tell them apart. Look how well done they are. Absolutely stunning. Beautiful. So guys, that's it. That's all I have for you. That is my review, unboxing, outlook of the brand new latest figure in the Mcfarlane Toys adult collectible Call of Duty Modern Warfare action figure Wave 2 line, with the figure of course being Ghost, with the 22 moving parts of articulation. I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty dope. I think you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised with the character and figures. I think you'll definitely enjoy them, especially Wave 2. A lot of people are seeing that are saying that they bought all of Wave 1 when they were on clearance in places like Walmart, and then bought some of these guys that they've seen on clearance, and then they did swaps and customization and modifications to make the guys from Wave 1 all be articulated, which is a good idea. If you have extra cash to spare, absolutely go for it and do it. Or maybe Mcfarlane will re-release Wave 1 with better paint apps and better articulation down the road. Who knows? Maybe he will, for those who missed out entirely. So, my responsibility is to give you the best review I can, and I hope that's what I conveyed here today with this review. You guys mean the world to me, just for stopping by and giving me a chance to hear me out and check me out. And that is enough for me to thank you from the bottom of my heart every single time I do these. So guys, leave me a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave me a thumbs down if you didn't like it. And of course, as always, if you want, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. If you're going to pick them up, if you're not going to pick them up, if you don't like them, if you already picked them up, if my review helped you coerce your idea of picking them up in any way, shape, or form, or answered any of your doubted questions that you might have had of doubt about them. And of course, like I said, if you know someone that might like this type of video and unboxing and figure review, please share it with them, because it will help me and it will mean the world to me if they come by and help my channel out, thanks to your generosity. And as always, if you guys ever want to help me out in any way, shape, or form, because you have the means to, or because you love what I do, or you love and appreciate me as a YouTube fig reviewer and influencer for gaming and figures, my information for my Patreon and for my PayPal is actually down in the description below. And remember, it's only if you want to. You do not have to. Let's get that straight. So, I'm also on Twitter, and I'm also on Instagram. On Twitter, I'm Hebot, Powerful Gamer, and on Instagram, I'm C_respect. If you want to follow me in those mediums, I will be doing a Hebot Facebook page dedicated to my YouTube channel and the content I do, so you guys can follow me there if that's the only social media source that you use. So, this is Hebot, your host, guys, signing off. This has been a latest episode of Toys in My Closet. Until the next one, guys, love you very much. Stay frosty out there doing your figure collecting. Good luck finding him. And remember, the figure collecting is for the soul and the heart, because it makes us, just enjoy life a little bit more. See you then. Bye-bye, guys.